thanks everyone for joining us. As usual, this is our Keystroke Live. I'm going to go ahead and mute everyone but myself. If you have a prying question that you need to know, you can use the chat bar on the program here on GoToMeeting, and I can probably read your chat and hopefully address that as I'm going through the explanations. Well, thanks for joining us, and we're going to be doing the Express POS installation. And Express POS is one of our new products, and we're really happy to introduce it. It's a lower-end product to get people in the door. And then as they need more and more features and learn more about Keystroke, advanced capabilities, and so forth, we can easily upgrade them and not having to change any of their data settings. So as normal, this is our Keystroke Live, and we do it every Thursday at 9 o'clock. And we'll move forward here. We're going to talk about the Express POS installation and a couple important things. Since my audience today is our Keystroke resellers or dealers, if you're going to be doing a demo, we recommend that you install the full advanced POS installation and use the Express.exe program. There's actually a shortcut that is created now if you have a dealer license that puts the Express POS with sample data in your Start Programs Keystroke POS folder. Another option is to use a completely standalone machine to do the demo, where you're going to download a different setup. It's a smaller setup. It's around 55 megabytes instead of around 100 megabytes. And that setup can be run on a standalone machine. We don't recommend you try to install Keystroke Express and Keystroke POS or Advanced POS on the same machine. The DLLs are shared DLLs between the two, and if you get off by some builds or versions, you'll run into some problems, which I even had the other day, where I installed an older version of Keystroke POS and then installed Express POS in a different location, and I could not get either of them to open up because of the shared DLLs. So that's an important distinction, that the Keystroke.exe is what you're going to be running as a dealer to show advanced POS functionality. Express POS is what you're going to be using to demonstrate the Express program. Just to show you the final, where we're going to end up here with an Express installation, and this one is one with sample data. And when we're done with the install today, you're going to see that I'm just going to be clerking in. When I do that, I jump right into our Sales Manager. It does not bring up a main menu or anything. I'm going to show you the Shift F12 screen just to get you some heads up of what we're doing here. This program directory here on the left is C Keystroke. This is where my advanced POS is installed, and I'm just running the Express.exe, which actually has a run command, but you're not going to worry about that. You're just going to want to run the exe. And you'll see in this case where my data resides is in the Keystroke Express Tutor folder. That's different than the Keystroke Tutor folder, which has more of the bells and whistles turned on for advanced POS. This is a separate set of tutor data in the Express Tutor subfolder. And notice my startup switch at the top is a /tutor. It's not a D switch. It's our old standby /tutor switch that we've used for so many years. And what it does is it does the thinking for you and finds the right data directory. So let's go back to my presentation here, and then we'll show you the installations. One thing to take note here is at the bottom of this screenshot is that our new Express Setup.exe is going to look for the Keystroke.exe program. It'll actually look for it where it believes it's installed, and it's going to automatically prompt you to download the full advanced POS. We don't want to get into a situation where you're trying to demo Express and you've got a mixed match of installations on one machine, causing errors that might come out throughout the program. So we're going to show you how that install runs, and we're going to go from there. I'm going to page down here and just talk a little bit about some other stuff, and then we'll come back and do a question and answer because I'm sure you're going to have some questions about this. You as a dealer or reseller can use our forms editor and database screens editor, and there's two ways to do it. One is to just have your own computer customize the form and or database screen and then copy the resulting files to the resulting directory on the machine or your customer's machine. The other option is that if, let's say, you're at an Express POS customer site, you can download the full advanced POS system on their system. Their license files won't allow them to open up anything except for the express.exe. And you can use the old-fashioned DOLU, which is the dealer-only licensing utility, to turn on Forms Editor and Database Screens Editor and be able to use those. And when you're done with it, of course, run DOLU again to remove those tools before you leave. And at this time, the plan is not to do a patching process for Express because the download size of a patch is around 10 to 12 megabytes. The full install is 55 megabytes. And we just thought it would be best to, if you want to run an update program that's going to be part of Express, it'll automatically just go down the full install. Then you won't have any patching problems. Well, I'm going to shell out here to my Express setup. And in this case right now, I'm going to go ahead and close this. I'm going to close some windows. You may not see what I'm up to right now. I've downloaded the Express setup.exe program, and Nick can give you a link to that, or you can call our support line here, and you can get a link to the Express install. But as resellers really don't need to get that until the day you want to install it on a standalone machine or the day that you want to install it on a customer. Anyhow, this is very similar to our standard setup programs. As you can see, I just ran the application and it started up with this Express POS welcome screen. I'm going to cancel this here. A few little things in the background. So I'm actually going to copy in a file of Keystroke.exe. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to just quickly show the PowerPoint here. And right now, one of the things that's important to know is that the Express setup does look for the existence of an installation of Keystroke POS, either version 6 or version 7. It looks for an installation of Keystroke.exe in those folders, and it knows this by the registry, so it actually goes out and takes a look at your registry. And then it goes through this process of determining if you need to install the full advanced POS or not. And so I'm going to run here in just a moment. I'm actually getting it in place so that it should prompt me to install the full download. And it's almost finished up here. I don't know what it's taking its time on. Okay. I've got an extra minute here to talk about some of the features. We talked about things like the Forms Editor and the Database Screens Editor. Keep in mind that Express POS is a limited product. It's not something that we are going to be offering add-ons or extensions. You're not going to be able to do web integration with Express. You're not going to be able to do a lot of other things with Express. It's just a process for people to have a very quick and easy install, get up and running at a very quick time and pace, change some color settings, customize some toolbars, and then they're pretty much ready to go. And it's almost done here. Alright, so I'm going to change my screen setting here. There we go. I've got some UAC things popping up that you're probably not seeing. Okay, so if we have a keystroke installation found, this is the screen you're going to see. It talks about Keystroke POS is found, and it finds out what directory it's in. It tells you it recommends to do the full Keystroke POS program, and it'll go out and download what we call our web installer. That's one that we've been sending you links for version 7.15. And then at this time I could answer yes and we'd start the download. I've already done that. I'm going to go ahead and click yes, and it's going to start up this download, and it'll show me that it's the full 90 megs or something when it gets going here. But what I'm going to do is cancel this. It's like 89 megs. I'm going to go ahead and cancel this. And it closes the application, the Express POS. Back to here, let me finish a few things. Again, it's looking for the existence of one file called keystroke.exe. Alrighty, let's go ahead and now I'm going to start up the Express setup. This is where we started a few minutes ago. And it's a basic, the same welcome screen and so forth. The same old license. The difference you can see is just by the look. We'll be sending you product IDs, not for your dealer copy, because your dealer version 7.15 product ID works for Express. But if you buy a system, Express system will be sending you a new product ID for your customer. And this is actually found where I installed this earlier in the same place in C Keystroke. I'm just going to go ahead and just run through the install here. It does create a different shortcut folder. Right next to your Keystroke POS folder, you might have a Keystroke Express POS folder, or one or the other. And we just recommend selecting the defaults. I'm going to go ahead and put a shortcut on my desktop and click the install. And as you kind of notice, this install is going to be a little faster. There's half the size of the program is being installed right now. Only the modules that you'll really need are installed. Going back to our presentation, things like the forms editor and the database screens editor, those EXEs are actually DLLs are not even installed. Script editor, importer, all those other tools are not installed with this Express POS setup. So the only way you can actually use DOLU is in fact to run the full installation. Alright, so it says it's been complete. I'm going to select finish. And now I need to pick another application so you can see it. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is, it's kind of hard to show you, but I can do this here. It created some shortcuts on my desktop. I'm going to look at the properties of the shortcut on the desktop, and I think I can share this with you. This is actually the sample data. So this shortcut is called Express POS with sample data. And you can see that in the Keystroke folder, it runs express.exe. It does not run keystroke.exe, and it uses the /tutor switch. Not necessarily a D switch, but I did remember before we got started, Joe Russo asked a question about why would my printers not work in Express but work in Keystroke. I can actually change the shortcut, use a full D switch, and then start keystroke.exe with that D switch or express.exe with that D switch, and basically you're using the same data with two different types of programs. So there's the shortcut. It also creates a regular shortcut. I'm going to pull this one up. This would actually run from your Keystroke folder. It would run express.exe, and in this case it would use the data folder right below Keystroke. So when they upgrade to Advanced POS, they would just need a new shortcut, which would be installed with Advanced POS, and it would say keystroke.exe, and that would then run. And at this time, keystroke.exe does not exist. In the background, I actually kind of deleted it so we could see it run. So I'll just go ahead and start up both of these shortcuts on my desktop, which I don't think you can see my desktop, but both of the shortcuts actually are also put in the Start menu. In Windows 8, they're pinned to the All Applications menu. And this is what happens. This is our default sample data. It comes up with kind of a color theme. And I'll go ahead and clerk in with Clerk 1. This is our typical sample data. This theme right here is actually what we call our Desert Brown theme. Next week, we're going to be talking about some of the features that are available with Express, what features are not available with Express, where you do need advanced POS. And this is where I could come in and just change the theme real quick, save it, and go out and demo it. Sometimes colors play a big role in what they like and dislike, so it's easy to change that. Just like any appearance function, I can go back and I can change the appearance. I could come back in and just want to do something like the blue snow theme. Or I could hit, I'm going to say yes here, I can hit Shift F8. It resets all the defaults to what a brand new data set would look like. More of kind of a gray and black and white theme. Some people like things a little simpler. So in a nutshell, I've kind of gone through the installation. I'm going to go back to my slideshow, and I'd like to just go through the key points here quickly so you understand that you as our resellers really don't need the Express installation. You're welcome to download it and use it. It really should only be used on a standalone machine. Pardon me. Okay. Clicked away. So it can really only be used on a standalone machine. We don't want to have advanced POS and Keystroke POS installed, or Express POS and Keystroke on the same machine. It does look for Keystroke.exe if you ever think you wanted to try to fool it, but you usually get yourselves into more troubles than not. There will be a day that you're going to use the Express setup that we just went through, but that would be on a new machine, a demo machine, or that would be for a client that wants to purchase the product and get it up and running. So I think I've covered a lot of bases here. Why don't I take some questions before I move on to next week with Dave Hunsinger. So I'll go ahead and unmute everybody. And please feel free to ask me any questions at this time, okay?
Yeah, Mike, just to make sure I understand this, so since I have not downloaded anything yet as far as Express, I need to go and download POS, Advanced POS 7.15, and that will at the same time will install the Express along with the Advanced, correct?
That's right. That's going to actually install Express.exe. It's going to create a shortcut in your Start menu, which you can copy out if you'd like. But you're right. You just want to do advanced. You want to do the Advanced POS install at this time.
Okay.
Good question. Anybody else have a question for me?
Hey, Mike. Joe.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, did they come up with any kind of support prices, or are there any support programs on this?
We do have a dealer cheat sheet that Nick can email to you. It also may have come out in a blast email from Constant Contact. Yeah, that actually talks about the pricing, which is the $495 price, and your dealer cost is $250. It talks about the support plan, where you can buy it on an annual basis or a monthly basis. And it talks a little bit about some features that you can actually turn on for your customer, like I think their price tables and some other features that will automatically turn themselves off if they do not stay current on support. So some of these features where you as a reseller really want to customize the Express install, they give you a little bit of flexibility, but they need to stay on a plan. It is in our PDF, and Nick can email you the link if you'd like to get the link and the PDF file. And also look in your
reminder
inbox.
email to send it to you. I'd be happy to send one out to anybody who wants one.
Yeah, Nick. Yeah, send one out to me.
Will do.
And that's
Okay,
Joe.
thanks.
Okay?
Yep.
Good. Anybody else have any other questions for me?
Hey, Mike.
Yeah.
This is Bob Tremblay out in Massachusetts. How are you?
Good, Bob. How you been?
Good, thanks. Listen, I'm sorry I got in late on the meeting, but I just wanted to, is it released yet, or is it still to be released?
It is actually to be released. We're really very close. Build 40, which is not released, probably might be the threshold, but we're getting some documentation to you guys, your resellers up front. And I don't know the official release date, but it's really very close at this time.
Okay, great. And
Now,
Nick, would you mind sending me that, email me that as well?
Yeah, sure. If you could just shoot me a reminder email just to make sure, that would be great, because I got a bunch of calls to get caught up on it. I'll try to send it as soon as I can.
All right, thanks, Nick.
I have a question for Nick. Hey, Nick,
Yeah.
Is this going to be up on one of the YouTube videos?
Yes, it will. Yes,
Okay.
yes. This recorded session will be on the YouTube channel.
Terrific.
Yep.
Thank you.
And are we going to see some documentation on the features that are going to be in the different levels of POS that I'm on Keystroke?
That's a very good question. Next week
Dave's going to
is
talk about that more next week.
Express POS features with Dave Hunsinger. It does talk about it in our dealer cheat sheet. It talks about what you can actually do, what you can kind of add some value to the Express POS install. So Nick can send that to you. If you didn't get that email, call Nick or call anyone here in this office. We'll forward that on to you.
Okay, thank you.
Mike, if somebody has this on a network, they don't have any back office operations with this, correct?
This is what they call, that's a good question. Let me just open up Express and show you, and this will probably be gone over again next week, but let me just, oops, wrong button. Sorry, let me start up this and share my screen for you. As you notice here, this says 10 active logins. I'm using my dealer unlimited network license, but we call this active logins in Express. So if you want let's say a 1 register or 2 register plus a 1 back office machine, you would need to buy 3 active logons, and there is a price for each additional login. So the answer really is no. There is no free back office functionality with Express.
Right.
It does cost.
Okay, but so that's something new where you're going to have an active login upgrade that they can get then.
Exactly. You can buy additional active logins is the way to put it.
Okay, that active login will just be the back office operations, not the point of sale?
No, it's all combined. So if you have 1 register and 1 back office, you'll need 2 active logins, and you'll need to pay to get the second one.
Joe, the licensing is very similar to back in the old days, like version 3.21. This is by user.
Yeah.
Okay. And you don't have any pricing on that yet, or do you?
It is $4.95 per machine running the software.
Yeah.
Oh, so every active license is $4.95.
That's correct.
Right?
Very simple.
Oh, okay. That's how it was
Yep.
understood. Okay, terrific. Yeah, because we really don't want to give them too much there.
And that's the goal, is once you're at 2 or 3 active logins, you might as well buy Keystroke POS or Advanced POS. That's kind of the goal.
Unless they just want to keep things simple.
Yeah.
Good. Okay.
One question. What build of 715 do you need to see this thing?
I'm on a conference call.
Build 39. 715 Build 39, which I'm demoing right here. You could download it from our Keystroke Update installer shortcut. And that should get you what you need, and you'll have a shortcut created for you in the Start menu.